Amazing!
Amazing!
Amazing! Amazing! to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. And we have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad. If you're busy and you're not able to sit and watch it right now anywhere in the world, we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. And if you're flat earther, up and down the world by everybody and their mama. And some people are busy this time of morning. Some people are whatever they're doing, lifting weights or running, making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, trying to get the kids off to school so they could be tortured or whatever, right? You can be listening on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500. And you can podcast the shows. You know that. You can podcast. And follow us on social media and all that stuff. Y'all know what to do. JLP and talk on X and Instagram and Cozy and Rumble and all that. Subscribe, like, y'all know what to do, right? My biblical question for this week. Do you worship yourself? Do you worship yourself? Do ya worship yourself? Amazing question. And they'll put there to encourage you to know thyself, to get to see what's going on in you. And I realize most people are not going to do that. And I'm totally okay with it. Suffer in your own hell. I know that you love your hell. I know you love playing games. I know you love the devil. I know you love it. So stay in your hell. But for those who want to overcome their suffering, it's for you. It is for you. Right? And most people, as since the making of mankind, it's been understood most people love their hell. And Christ, the Son of the Father, came for those who want to return to the Father. And they both understood. The Father and the Son knew that most people are not going to want to overcome. They're going to play games. They're going to pretend. They're going to allow anything to stay in hell, but pretend they want to overcome hell. That's understood. So it's for those who truly are willing to work on themselves to overcome the fallen state. So we got rid of the house right there? I was about to explain the house.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, okay. We have a new thing. They're still working on it. So when it's ready, we'll get back to it. But Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We say Christmas. This is America, and we are a Judeo-Christian nation, and Christians celebrate Christmas. And the interesting thing about that is that in our country now, Allah Abba religion being pushed, all kind of religions are being pushed, except Christianity and Christmas in a Christian Christmas country. That is mind-blowing to me. I remember years ago when I was doing radio and TV, we had people on the show, Allah Abba people, the Muslim people, and some of the people who I would have on or maybe talk to later in a meeting somewhere, they would say that the plans of the Allah Abba people, the Muslim people, is to conquer the world. Their plan is to conquer the world. And they plan to do it by any means necessary, whatever it takes. To befriend, to pretend, to lie, to whatever, to deceive the infidels. And Jews and Christians are infidels in their minds, in these people's minds. And lo and behold, when I first heard it, I'm like, no, that could never happen here. The Muslims, the Allah Abba people could never conquer America. Ain't no way. And lo and behold, they're conquering America. It is happening. They have chipped away at it, chipped away, and deceived and played the games. Look what they're doing now. You even have American Christian people joining forces with these people to destroy, to let them take over their own country. It's the darndest. I've never seen human beings be so dumb. I just never seen it. I didn't know. I understand, as an adult, I understand that we must return to the Father and that you cannot see until that happens, right? Your eyes are open. But some things like, well, I'm not going to let you have my country, right? I may be asleep, but I'm not that asleep. I'm not just going to give over my house to you. But they have been working on this for years. And the unfortunate thing is they have the support of not all, but most of the blacks. Because over the years, blacks have been brainwashed to believe that the white man is their enemy, that the white man is their problem. I remember when I was doing radio, when I reflect, there would be mixed couples, white and black people who were married, and they would call into my show. And the black person that was married to the white person, man or woman married to the white person, they would still believe racism existed. So why are you sleeping with the enemy if you believe racism exists? And then I remember some white couples, especially the ladies and men, if they disagree with the woman disagree with her black husband or black husband family, or the man disagree with his black wife or her family, they would be called racist, and they stay with the person. The one thing I want you to know, human nature is evil. It's an abnormal nature, and I have said it over and over again. Lay your weapons down. Don't fight with the devil inside yourself and inside of others. Anyone that fight back is weak. I know you think that's a sign of strength to fight back, but that's a sign of weakness because you're fighting with the devil. You're fighting evil. There's no strength in that. But I want you to know that anyone that has anger, I don't care who it is, what their little title is, or what they call themselves, you cannot trust them. I don't care how nice they seem, how much they laugh and play with you, or whatever. Just know an angry person is a wicked person. And they will scheme and plot and plan. It would be like the Allah or Abba people. They want to destroy you. And when they can't get what they want from you, or you stop giving them what they want, they make themselves your enemy. You don't see them as an enemy, but they make themselves that, and then they say you see them as an enemy. The devil game is wicked and dark and evil. And look in the world, look out at the world right now. You see nothing good in the world, nowhere. It's just hell on earth. From the churches to the outhouses. From the White House to the Black House. It's just all hell on earth. I would suggest that you, as an individual, overcome the world by seeing what's going on inside of you. Overcome the world inside of you, you can overcome the world outside of you. It's up to you. And to white Americans, I will do what you want, because I see y'all just scared too, but do what you want. You've been played. You've been set up. They want a race war. And they're using the blacks to create a race war by getting the whites to overreact to the blacks. Do not do it. Speak up, but don't overreact. Don't take it personal. Really, don't take it personal. It'll stay on them. They are desperately trying to change my country. And as long as you are angry, and you're overreacting, which angry people can't help but do, as long as you are angry, you're going to take it personal, and you're going to overreact, and that's what they want. So when they attack you, when they call you names, when they play their little games, those are the devils, right? When they're playing their games with you white folks, just, oh, okay. Don't play the game with them. Don't take it personally. It's not happening to you. It's happening to them, and they need it to happen to you by getting you to overreact. It's not personal. Don't be angry. We're losing. My country is going down the drain really fast. And yes, your body may have to go through some things. Maybe, maybe not, and maybe. But just relax. And don't take it personally. Go through it. And it's not you going through anything. It's to fake you. That's false identity or identities inside of you. Your friend and my friend, Owen Shroyer. I always had a hard time with that name. I'm black. He's out now. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty. Free at last. I'm going to be on his show Thursday if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. I want to see how you doing, man. What have you learned? What was it? What you discover from all that about yourself and the world around you? The world around you is so evil. It's crazy that when you're evil, you don't see the depths of evil around you. It's amazing. Here is Owen. He's back. Here's what he had to say on X.
And while I did get out early, I hope you're not finished, and I hope you did decide to dedicate yourself to improving yourself, whatever that meant, physically, mentally. Maybe there's a challenge in your life that you've been trying to overcome for a while, a mission you've been trying to accomplish. But, you know, while I was in prison, I lost 15 pounds, pretty much starving the whole time, sleep deprived the whole time. And when I went for my first workout, I was basically barely able to do 10% of what I did before I went in. But I don't look at this as a setback. I don't look at this as an excuse to give up. I look at this as a challenge. I look at this as an opportunity, and that's what I'm going to take it as. And this is why I think physical fitness is so important. You can't fake it. If you want to achieve something in life, you have to be disciplined. You have to dedicate yourself. You got to do it the hard way. If you want to accomplish something in life, you got to put in the work.
Amazing. That's true. That's deep. And that's how it is with your spiritual life, too. You, as an individual, got to put in the work. You got to work on you from within. And he's right about the physical exercise as well. He definitely lost weight. He looked like somebody else, another white person, but strong. We're living in an evil world. It's always been evil, I guess, but it's total evil now. Everyone is evil, except for those who have returned to the Father. I've told you once, and I want to just repeat it. Well, congratulations, Owen. Welcome back. He's back.
Amazing.
Amazing. Do what you want. Hold on to your evil nature, your evil heart, your evil mind, or you can be free from it. But in my country, and it wasn't always this way, they are now pushing evil and calling it good. They're telling you that anger is good, that you need anger. You need something to motivate you to react. They're telling you that you need to be emotional. And it's just pure lies. It's so weird. I mean, weird in that it's interesting. It's all evil. Socrates also talked about physical fitness. This is from Wikipedia. Socrates was a Greek philosopher who is credited as the founder of Western philosophy. And here's what Socrates had to say about physical fitness.
No citizen has a right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. What a disgrace it is for a man to grow old without ever seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable.
Amazing. That's deep. And in our country today, in my country, they're pushing fat as a norm. Have you noticed that? When you turn on the TV to watch the news, if you still watch it on TV, they got so many fat people commercials now, it's ridiculous. And you can see that this is not normal. When at one time in my country, they would tell fat people, oh, the doctor would tell them, the family members would tell them, and friends would say, it's not healthy to be fat. It's bad on your heart. It creates blood pressure and all kind of stuff. And now fat is being pushed as the norm. You even have these fat women doing the little monthly thing. What's the little white thing they have to put on every month to hold the blood? What they call?
What the?
I don't know.
Oh, a tampon. How gross can you be on TV? They have fat, nasty women putting on tampon, talking about tampon, and they fat on TV.
Come on, man.
I want my country back, and it's not going to get back unless men wake up. Men were created to lead, and the leaders are dead. The leaders have no light and no salt. How would America return if there's no light? And they have deliberately put out the light of the man. Even as a little child, his mama put his light out because she's working for evil. She might not know it in some cases, but she supported evil. And she destroyed the son of the father by putting his light out. And when he become adult, no light, no salt, and there's no way for the earth to come back or the world to come back. It's a spiritual battle and it's deep. But the weird thing, the interesting thing about it, the most interesting thing about it, you can overcome it. And as you overcome it, you're going to see that the deceiver has no power. He has no power. The devil that dwells in you and in others has no power. Zero. He's been defeated. It's done. And if he can't make you believe something, he cannot control you. It's just a thought unless you believe it, unless you hold on to it. But if you let it pass as an empty thought, there's nothing that will happen to you. Mind-blowing, right? Congratulations, Owen. I'm glad you're out, man. You're the if man with Trump now. There is something called dink. And this is another example of what happens when the father doesn't stand between the mother and the children and lead the mother, his wife, and the mother of his children in the right way to go. She creates all kinds of hell. Nothing but hell in the children. And they grow up miserable children. So there's something called DINK, D-I-N-K. This is from the National Post. The DINK, double income, no kids. Lifestyle had gained popularity among young couples choosing not to have children. Watch this from TikTok.
We're going to get asked daily when we plan on having kids.
We're dinks. Of course we're going to go out to eat every night after work.
We're dinks. We don't have to ask our family for financial help or to watch our kid when we want to go out.
We're dinks. We're going to go to Costco and buy all the snacks in bulk that we want.
We're dinks. We have disposable income to spend on whatever we would like and don't have to spend on a kid.
We're dinks. I'm going to go to every football game and play 18 holes whenever I want.
We're going to be asked constantly by family, friends, and strangers when we're going to have kids.
We're dinks. We're going to go to Costco and buy all the snacks we want. We're dinks. We don't need to find a sitter or rope our family into babysitting when we want to go out for the night.
We're dinks. We're going to be told the only way that we'll ever be fulfilled in life is by having kids.
We're dinks. We're not going to make a life-altering choice just because everybody else is doing it.
Period.
Kid-free, so we love to treat our furry babies just like children.
We're kid-free. We always get a full night's sleep and sometimes a nap.
We're kid-free, so obviously everyone's gonna ask us, so, when are you gonna have kids?
We're kid-free. With only 2 mouths to feed, we can prioritize better Costco snacks.
We're dinks. We go to Trader Joe's and workout classes on the weekend.
We're dinks. We're already planning our European vacation next week.
Dinks. We get a full 8 hours of sleep and sometimes more.
Wow. If you notice, the white men sound just like the white women. There's no difference in sound and personalities and ideas. They become one. And you're not dinks. You're dumb. You should be saying, we're dumb. We're not going to have kids. We're dumb. We're just going to go to Costco. We're dumb. We know that the people of color try to destroy us by encouraging us to have abortions, have 1 or 2 kids or no kids at all, and we're just going to do it. We're dumb. We're dumb. We know that in our own country, founded and created by white men, encouraged by God, to create the greatest country on this side of heaven, we're dumb. We're not going to keep that going. We're going to become enslaved in our own country. We're dumb. We're going to get married, but no kids. And so there's no reason to really get married, but we're dumb. And we're white. And we're dumb. We're dumb. We know what happened in South Africa with the white people over there, what is happening, how the blacks are destroying them, even on the farmlands. But we're dumb. We're going to just let that happen in America. We're dumb. All white people. White people, what's wrong with you? And guys, you're not supposed to be sounding like the woman. So I want to replay that, Hassan, and I want in your mind, I want you to replace the word dink with dumb. Watch this. Hear dumb instead of dink.
We're gonna get asked daily when we plan on having kids.
We're dinks. Of course we're going to go out to eat every night after work.
We're dinks. We don't have to ask
We're
our family
dumb.
for financial help or to watch our kid when we want to go out.
We're dinks. We're
We're
going to go
dumb.
to Costco and buy all the snacks in bulk that we want.
We're dinks.
dumb.
We have disposable income to spend on whatever we would like and don't have to spend on a kid.
We're dinks.
dumb.
I'm going to go to every football game and play 18 holes whenever I want.
We're going to be asked
We're
constantly by
dumb.
family, friends, and strangers when we're going to have kids.
We're dinks.
We're
We're going to
dumb.
go to Costco and buy all the snacks we want. We're dinks.
We're
We don't
dumb.
need to find a sitter or rope our family into babysitting when we want to go out for the night.
We're dinks.
We're dumb.
We're going to be told the only way that we'll ever be fulfilled in life is by having kids.
We're dinks.
We're
We're
dumb.
not going to make a life-altering choice just because everybody else is doing it.
We're dumb.
Kid free, so we love to treat our furry babies just like children.
We're kid free.
We're
We
dumb.
always get a full night's sleep and sometimes a nap.
We're kid free,
We're dumb.
so obviously everyone's gonna ask us, so when are you gonna have
We're
kids?
dumb.
We're kid free. With only 2
We're
mouths
dumb.
to feed, we can prioritize better Costco snacks.
We're dinks. We go to Trader Joe's and workout classes on the weekend.
We're dinks. We're already
We're
planning our
dumb.
European vacation next week.
Dinks. We get a full
We're
8
dumb.
hours of sleep and sometimes more.
We're dumb. They're dumb. Now do you believe me when I say that my country is not coming back and that it will continue to grow in the same measure as South Africa? There's nothing to stop it. The young white people gone dumb. And they call it dink. It's dumb. They should have said, we're dumb, because that's what you're displaying. These people of color are celebrating that in however many years, white people will be the minority in their own country, and you're dumb. Just replace dink with dumb. That's evil. That's dumb. And there's these same dumb call themselves dink, but it's dumb. Where you go to hide, they're already going after you in the suburbs, which would be the farmlands if you're in South Africa. All white people. What happened to the whites? It wasn't this way when I was growing up. How did you allow your enemy to intimidate you in this way? What went wrong? Your forefathers were not like that. What went wrong in your own country? And they're doing this in all of the Western countries, which means white man's countries. You call them dingbats or something?
Yeah.
That's too nice of a word. I want to cuss. Let me take a quick break. 888-77537. This is evil, folks. It's sad, but it's evil. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without. because he will show you how to deal with it, and you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. Okay, folks, welcome back. Follow us on social media. Like, follow, do all that kind of stuff. Subscribe. Instagram and JLP Talk on X and cozy.tv/JLP, where Christ is King. Y'all know what to do, right? Christ is King. I was talking to Hassan during the break, my engineer, one of the experts here on the Jesse Peterson show, and he said he know dinks. I'm like, what? I know dinks, he says. And he said that they are atheists, though. They're all atheists. Am I right about that?
Oh, yes, sir.
So you know dinks?
I do, yeah. I mean, I've never heard the term until right now.
Right.
But I definitely know, those...
You know people, white people who are, and I guess not white too, right? But white people who are married and they don't want kids.
Yep, unfortunately.
But they didn't call it dink at the time.
No.
They just said dumb.
Yeah, and I would just ask him all the time, be like, well, what's the, I mean, it's none of my business, whatever, it's fine. But, he's my friend, one of them is my friend. And I'm like, what's really the point, And, they give these same type of dink answers. Like,
but I think you, like what?
Yeah, just all this stuff about getting snacks from Trader Joe's and taking trips. All this mess.
But I think you make a deep point, is that they're atheists. They don't believe in God.
Yeah.
Whereas their forefathers, the white man who founded this country, and even after that, they got a rolling going down next generation. When I was growing up, white men and white women believed in God. And as a result of that, they had a bunch of children. They were not afraid of the blacks. They were not afraid of what you name calling or any of those kind of things. All that gone now because they have really taken them away from God. So they believe the way the devil believes. That's deep. That's a good point. They're atheists.
Too much Riz.
Too much what?
Riz.
What's that?
No, I'm just joking.
I'm sorry?
I'm joking around.
Oh, Riz.
The Riz back.
All right, easy stuff. I don't even understand that. I don't even know how to make a conversation out of that, to be honest, but I'm paying attention. Charisma. Hake is reminding me. Anyway, white people, y'all think this is cute being dumb? I'm telling you, It's not. This is the devil's game that's being played. And you are the target in your own country. And not just in America, but in all of the Western countries. You are the target. And they outright say it now about the whites. But nobody cares. You don't have universities being defunded when white people are under genocide. You can do whatever you want to them. Ain't nobody going to be fired. Ain't nobody going to be defunded. Ain't nobody nothing. Ain't going to be quiet. Because it seems like the whole world of colored people and even white people helping the colored people defeat them against the whites. Because they want to destroy Christianity. And not just because you're white. It's because you're Christians. And Christianity has a major impact on wherever it dwells. Look at the Western world. Up until white people gave up on Christianity, beautiful world. And everybody wanted to be a part of that world. They didn't want to be a part of the non-Christian world. They're trying to come to the Christian worlds, Western worlds. White people, remember when commercials used to be like this? Watch this from X.
You're looking sharp. You're looking good. You've come so far. We know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done. Gillette, the best
the man can get. Gillette.
So many faces, it's plain to see. We give you all we have to give, for all a man can be. Where the race is run, you're the champion. Gillette,
The best
Contour
a
Plus
man.
with lubricating strip. The best a man can get.
The man can get. Remember that? That's where I grew up in. Gillette, the best a man can get. But no. You walk around talking about you. What's that word?
Dink.
Dink. Dumb. Admitting you're dumb. Your enemies are looking at you, fool, admitting you're dumb. And they're rejoicing in it. They want to lock you down. If you doubt me, look at what's happening in the other part where white people used to run the world. Joe Friday say all kinds of Ritz in that commercial. Well, we need to go back to the Ritz then. If it take Ritz, bring it on. Because this is not a Ritz world right now. And it's because it used to be a strong Christian society. And it made an amazing country. So remember when commercials were like that? I'm pretty sure there was like really young whites that don't even remember these commercials, don't know about them. So I'm wondering out loud, since y'all want to be dumb, what would happen if white did their own thing? You ever ask yourself that? What would I know the people of color trying to push white people out of their own country that was once beautiful and moving forward and creative and innovative and then they let the colored people in. And then what happened, right? What would happen if whites did their own thing? Let me just wonder. And why I'm wondering, let's watch this from X.
Why don't we put white people on islands so that we reduce their population Here's the thing, though. It would quickly become the best island, and then all you guys would just want to come to it.
I rest my case. But most white people are afraid to say that. Most white people are afraid to say that. Isn't that amazing? Most white people are afraid to say, when I ask, even white people, do you love white people? I love all people. Do you love white people? I love all people. Do you love white people? I can't say that because they're going to see me as a racist. So let me ask that question again, and I want to replay that. What would happen? And this comment that this guy is making is 100% true. It's just one, unless the little Asian guy looking silly. What would happen if whites did their own thing? Watch this.
Why don't we put white people on islands so that we reduce their population?
Here's the thing, though. It would quickly become the best island, and then all you guys would just want to come to it.
The little Asian person look cheap. Because you know it's true. You know it, I know it, and all the colored people know it, all the white people know it. Look what America became. And look what it's becoming now that the people of color are taking over. Look what it's becoming. It's so crazy and evil that black people can just say whatever they want about the white people. And if the roles were reversed, it'd be pure hell. They'll be banning your movies. They'll be whatever, right? Burning down the country. But you could just say what you want about white people now in their own country. Revolver. This is from the Revolver. Well, they're not saying follow Messiah. I'm saying follow Messiah. They said Barack and Michelle, but I'm saying follow Messiah, Barack Obama and Michelle, Big Mama Michelle. But they're saying Barack and Michelle Obama are venturing into the movie industry. Obama and Michelle latest movie titled Leave the World Behind. It's an apocalypse film that issues a warning about white people in the event of a global catastrophe. Watch this from X.
I'm asking for you to remember that if the world falls apart, trust should not be doled out easily to anyone, especially white people. Even Mom would agree with me on that.
Do you think a white, couple, whatever they're supposed to be, can lay up and say that the world coming to an end if there is a catastrophe? Make sure the blacks are there with us. Don't trust the blacks. Do you think a white couple can say that and get away with it? Why y'all walking around talking about you dumb? This is what's happening to you. You don't even see it coming up on you. Or you see it and you're afraid to speak up about it. Could the Great White Hope and his wife make a movie like that? They could, because the Great White Hope is tough. But could George Bush, a weak guy like George Bush, and his gal, could they make a movie like that? Whites, you have given up on your own country. You should run for office. You should speak up and be honest about it. Don't be angry. Take nothing personally. And take your country back by voting these people out and replacing them with white Christian males who are not afraid. And no matter what they call them, look at Donald Trump, the Great White Hope. He's not afraid. He's from the old school. This is a spiritual battle, and white people, you're the target. White liberals, white Democrats, white conservatives, white Republicans, white Christians, white men, white women, and white children. They don't care what box you put yourself in. And those whites who are helping these people to set them up to destroy them, they're not your friend. And they know that you're weak for helping them, but they're using you. And they will turn on you as well. Angry hearts has no friends. And once they turn on you, they'll turn on each other. Once they've done you, got rid of you, they'll turn on each other. Angry hearts have no friends. Angry hearts have no family. Angry hearts have no love. What a mess. Adam is a first-time caller out of California. Adam, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Jesse?
All is well, sir.
Right on. Well, I guess I'm calling in because I guess it's for like last week's biblical question. I pray morning and night, and for some reason I had a bout of anxiety. Now I can't seem to shake it. I've been trembling, and I just can't seem to get out of the thought. It seems like I believe in it, and I feel this pain I know it's not me, but I feel it. I definitely feel it, and I'm not too sure what to do.
How about do nothing, knowing that it's not you, but something else in you is acting out. It feels like you. I totally agree and understand that, but it's in the body. It's not in Adam. Why not finally relax and let that be destroyed, which is an evil spirits that made a home in your mind and emotion? Why not finally go through that and be done with it?
I am. It's like it. I guess I'm not. I sit down and I try to go through this anxiousness, and I feel it, and it just, oh man, it takes a lot out of me, and I haven't felt that before. I feel like what you said, it's acting out. I don't know, Jesse. I don't know.
And this dark spirit or spirits that's acting out in your body is afraid of the light inside of your body that's shining on it now, and it doesn't want to depart from you. It has made a home in you, and it wants to stay there. And you've been calling those things you all of your life. And so while dying, because you must die, that thing must die in order for you to live. You must be born again. And while dying, it feels like you're dying. It feels like your pain. It feels like your thoughts, because you have identified with them all your life, and it's not you. And now that you're starting to get serious about this, to return to the Father, it doesn't want to depart from you. The real you, Adam, feel no pain. The real you are not your thoughts. You're not the feelings, the so-called good ones or the bad ones. You're right in the right place now, and you got to go through this hell in order to reach heaven.
Okay.
And if you don't, and I understand, I know, especially when you first start out, but what you don't realize yet, if you stay with it, knowing that it's not you, even though it feels like you, because you do feel the pain in the body, and you see the thoughts in your mind, hear the thoughts or whatever, just even have to say, you know what, it's not me. I know I feel it, but it's not me. And just go through the hell so you can enter into heaven right here on earth.
Okay.
And are you doing the silent prayer? When you say you pray, you're doing the silent prayer?
Yes, sir. Morning and night.
Yeah. And then during the day, we get caught up in what's happening to you right now. Bring your mind back to your body. And what's happening right now, so deep, it's so deep and so beautiful, is that the truth, the nature of God, the light of God is trying to save you from the not you. And if you stop working on yourself, you're going to go back into the not you, and it's just going to get worse for you. But it's the truth that's trying to save you, and that's what everybody runs away from, because they don't realize this is the truth. This is God. This is the nature of love trying to save me from these false identities that I've been running away from, or thinking that was me. And you've been running away from the truth. Even when you ask God, oh, God, save me, help me from anxiety, help me from worry, help me from fear, help me. And he come and help you, and then you run away from him by going back into the darkness, calling it you. That's God trying to save you from the not you. And the darkness inside of you, it knows that that's the light. It knows that so it's having a fit inside of you, but you're thinking that it's happening to you, and it's not.
Yeah, I know you say that you say that it feels like you, and that we have to like stand and tremble. You said last week.
That's right.
That really hit home with me, because I was, I've been kind of dealing with this, and I don't want to be a beta male, so I just been praying and going to work, and I don't, I just been pushing forward.
Yeah.
Just letting it happen, letting it go through. But I just had to call you because I'm like, it feels like it's me so bad. I don't know what, it just feels like it's me. And I know it's not. I say that it's not. Stop. I know it's not me, and I say that it's not me. I say, it's not me.
And this thing it has fear and it's trembling before the light of God right now. And so in that fear and trembling, go to the Father, and he will save you from it. And that's not you. It feels like you're fear, it feels like you're trembling, but that's the spirit of the devil. All human beings are possessed with that. And that's what it means to go to God in fear and trembling. Yes, I'm afraid. Yes, I have fear. Yes, I'm trembling. But I'm going to go through the light. I'm going to God anyway. And he'll save you from the false identity. He will destroy it, and the devil will depart from you. So let yourself tremble. Let yourself be in fear. Let it happen. It is not happening to you. It's happening to a false. That's what Paul meant. This thing in me is making me do the thing that I don't want to do, or think the way I don't want to think. Prevent me from doing the things I want to do that are right. He's talking about that thing.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to hold?
Yeah.
Hold on. I got to take a break. 2 more hours to go. Back in a moment. Hate news, not the fake news, coming up right now. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry, because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married, and the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good, or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit, and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger, because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's his nature. Do you have heat waves?
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, December 13th, AD 2023. Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. Stay tuned for hour 2. JLP will be right back to your calls and more great stories and commentary. There is one line open. You can call in, and JLP will get to you. But first, Hake news, not fake news. AI and human beings hallucinate. This is the word of the year. According to evilfakenewsdictionary.com, CNN reports that AI language tools like ChatGPT can be eerily convincing. But don't be fooled by their authoritative tones. Chatbots are known to make stuff up confidently or hallucinate, as the chosen word of the year from dictionary.com says. Don't hallucinate. Don't imagine racism and other fake things. Ukraine propaganda, your daily dose, open wide. CNN reports. Commie Nonsense Network. Ukrainian unchristian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a critical visit to Washington, D.C., the swamp itself, on yesterday, to advocate for more aid to his country as discussions remain stalled in Congress. President Crooked Joe Biden announced an additional $200 million in drawdown funds. Are they drawing down the war? Nice. That would be good news for Kiev. But lawmakers appear no closer to a deal, tying immigration and border policy changes to a package that will provide additional support for those foreigners. House Speaker Mike Johnson said his conditions for Ukraine aid remain unchanged after meeting with Zelensky. Biden responded, saying Congress's failure to pass an aid package would give Russian President Vladimir Putin the greatest Christmas gift. Nice. He is a Christian after all. Or supposedly anyway, right? I don't know. Russia is maintaining its bombardment in the region, but has lost a staggering 87% of troops that they had prior to the start of the war. That's according to the U.S. intelligence assessment. Pure evil, and we've been funding that. That's shameful. Israel-Palestine war drama, too. The evil UN General Assembly voted overwhelmingly Tuesday, according to far-left Commie Nonsense Network, to demand an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. It's politically significant, supposedly, seen as wielding moral weight, whatever that means. The vote is non-binding. It's not binding. It does, however, serve as a rebuke to the United States, which has repeatedly blocked ceasefire calls in the UN's Security Council. The resolution contains stronger language than an October vote in the Assembly that called for sustained humanitarian truce. Despite the measure, Israel has said that they will not stop their military campaign until they eradicate Hamas. Over 100 hostages are thought to remain in captivity in Gaza after the Palestinian group's October 7th attack on Israel. One of Israel's latest tactics to degrade Hamas's network of tunnels in Gaza is to flood them with seawater, so said a U.S. official to Commie Nonsense Network. I think Biden accused them of indiscriminately bombing in Gaza. That climate deal, what a mess. Dozens of countries around the world agreed to a centerpiece climate deal with an unprecedented call to transition away from fossil fuels, whatever that is. Several loose ends remain. The agreement forged at the COP28 summit in Dubai falls short of requiring the world to phase out oil, gas, and coal, a measure more than 100 countries and many climate groups have backed, so-called climate groups. Radicals. Such advocates worry the vague language could provide a loophole for countries to avoid instituting major change. Still, COP28 President Sultan Al-Jaber called the deal historic, saying it represented a paradigm shift that has the potential to redefine our economies. Some countries claim, maybe not in a good way, some countries claim the deal signals the end of the fossil fuel era, but more ambitious nations say it's far from sufficient to reflecting the growing urgency of the climate crisis. What a mess. I am James Hake. We'll be back to JLP Hour 2. You can check it out at jlptalk.com, jesseleypeterson.com/show.
to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Excuse me, I gotta drink some water. Rarely do I do that, but I have to drink. Welcome to the show, the second hour. Manhood hour is coming up in the next hour. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week: do you worship yourself? Do you worship yourself? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can also, if you're not able to sit and watch the show right now, you still could be listening live, no matter what you're doing, on your iPhone or iPad, by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Follow us on social media. Y'all know how to do all that. Like, follow, subscribe, and all that. On rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Rumble. You got to know how to rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And cozy.tv/JLP, where Christ is King. Christ is King. And I was thinking about all this mess going on in America and the white world. And I was thinking about, I was reflecting on Nick. And Nick Fuente is the guy that found Cozy, I believe. Am I right about that? He found Cozy. Yes. And he is brilliant. He is smart, energetic, and courageous. And I would recommend that people like that run for office and have a major impact on this country. Run for office, get in there and change things. And don't and just don't take sides with anyone. But run for office, get the votes, and make America great again. You need smart guys like that, which is a reflection, really, of Donald Trump, to run for president. White men, don't y'all know that? You don't just sit back and pout and complain. You get involved. And you know you're running up against evil, right? But you get involved and you don't take evil personal. You don't overreact, and you win back your country, your family, and everything. I'm just thinking out loud. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. All right. Before I go back to the phones here, and I am right now, I want to point out the house I'm sitting in behind me, this room. It was done by the Anchor Baby. The Anchor Baby? And who else? But he did it by himself? The Anchor Baby did this. Merry Christmas, by the way. Look like I'm sitting in a living room or something, right? I mean, a room. Amazing. So let me point out some of the things you might not see in the room. This is Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. So I'm sitting in a room. I'm in a room. And the first thing I see is Hassan Dog. Right here.
What the?
Hassan Dog. And then down here, hot coffee or chocolate, whatever you like. Look at the smoke. Look at the steam coming from it. And then over here, oh, my dear Sean went hunting. My producer.
What the?
He went hunting. He brought back the deer head. Oh, my dear. And down here is Joel Friday bread. And that's black. What is it? Joel Friday cake or sweet, whatever you like. And then up here is my rifle when I was 15, and I went hunting and shot a squirrel. And I brought the squirrel home. Amazing, huh? Nice. That's Joel Friday, Maple Donut. Maple Donut. He loved Maple Donut, by the way. So if y'all sending him something for, he loved Maple Donuts. And then over here, the Hake report. What is this called, Nick? Somebody? Oh, an octopus. Somebody sent Hake an octopus.
To this day.
And then the anchor baby forgot to put himself in it. See the fireplace? Amazing. Merry Christmas. Very nice, Nick. Thank you.
Amazing.
You did an amazing job on this. But the anchor baby got to put his anchor baby stuff in there. Whatever.
Come on, man.
Nice. Thank you, anchor baby. Let me go back to Adam, a first-time caller. So Adam was talking about the ego pain he's feeling right now. He's doing the prayer. He's working on himself. And he feels the ego pain. And he feel it. And the mind going nuts. Adam, I want you to understand that that's what's been controlling you all of your life, preventing you from doing the things that were right and causing you to do the things that you didn't want to do that was wrong. And now, and when Christ said that in order to live, you must be born again, he's talking about dying spiritually from that so that you can finally have a life right here on earth.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's just going through it. It can seem scary. I mean, I hate to use the word, but because I really don't get scared. I you know, and that's why it took me by surprise, because the feeling that went through my body of literal trembling and the racing of my mind and everything. It really took me off guard. You know, it was just kind of surprising to me, because it was kind of just on a random day, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just, yeah.
And that's what it means to fear and tremble before the light of God. That thing in you is in fear, and it's trembling, and it's afraid, and it doesn't want to depart from you. But relax in that fear, in that trembling, because the light is shining on that darkness, and it doesn't want to die, but it has no other choice if you stay with it. And I don't care, don't worry about how long it's going to take and all that, but it will get easier and easier and become easier and easier. It will happen if you stay in that light and let this darkness be destroyed. Every human being has that in them, male or female, it doesn't matter what color. And it's just that most people love that hell. That's what hell is. That is hell. And most people love it. But everybody has it in them, and in order to overcome it, they're going to have to be born again. They're going to have to go through it, all the way through it. And on the other side of it is heaven.
Okay.
How old are you?
33.
You're fortunate, man, to be waking up at such an early age. And you know, the Christians tell the folks, come down to the front of the church and accept Jesus. Do you believe Jesus died for you? Yes, I do. Do you believe Jesus rose again? Yes, I do. Then you are born again. That's a lie. That is not born again. What you're going through right now is born again if you go all the way through it. That's what it means to be born again.
Okay.
Dying from the false identities. Dying from the old nature.
Yes, sir. Just very painful. Very painful. Can be scary.
Yeah, it is painful. That's what I can't lie to you. It's painful. But the pain is not you. It is feeling the pain from the light. And it doesn't want to die. And it's carrying on inside of your body. It is not you, Adam.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. I've been listening to you for over 3 years. I just wanted to add, when I first started listening to you, I wasn't in the best place. I was still struggling. I was still seeking.
Yeah.
And I miraculously found you, and I've been listening to you ever since. As a matter of fact, at the beginning of the year, I know you said if I disappear, heaven will appear. And I held on to that, and I've just been really working on myself this year. But what I wanted to say was my life totally turned around. I was at a job where it was paying the bills, and I was barely getting by. I wasn't happy. I was just, afraid to make the next move towards a better job. And I knew I had the skill. Something held me back. And when I listened to you start doing the silent prayer, things started falling off. And next thing you know, I have a job that pays me more than what I could have ever expected from any job to pay me. And it just keeps getting better.
Right on.
And I'm very blessed to have found you. But it's just, this is the first time that this has happened to me. I am working on myself, but this is the first time that I had ever experienced anxiety to that level out of the nowhere. So that's,
Exactly. And I understand that. And you reminded me of something when you used the word anxiety. That is not anxiety. That's a made-up word by the world. The blind people made that up. They call it anxiety, and they covered up the fact that it's the spirit of evil. And they make it, and so anxiety make it seem like, oh, I can just take a pill and I'll be fine, right? But you won't.
Yeah.
It is not anxiety, and it's not you. It's not your anxiety. It's a spirit of evil that made a home in you. Every human being is possessed, and that's what they are. That's what is guiding them. That's what they're feeling. But they have called it themselves, and they don't know that it's not them. But just know it's the spirit of evil. It is not anxiety.
Yes, sir.
And that way you won't be fooled by it. You relax and go through it. It's not you. It's the spirit. Every human being is possessed. And the world keep them possessed by telling them it's anxiety, it's loneliness, it's this or it's that. And they never deal with the spirit of evil. They cover it up in order to destroy you. Stay with it. Stay with it, Adam. Stay with it. Just relax and let the light that is trying to save you from that. God is trying to help you, all right?
Okay. Do you have any, as far as the silent prayer, I do it morning and night. Since this is, I guess, going on, should I continue to do it during the daytime too? Do you have any?
Just take a few, if you get caught up in the thoughts and the feelings, just take a moment and bring your mind back to your body. Your body is always present. It's never in the past or the future. Illusion of a past or future. So just bring your mind back to your body. You'll be fine.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you've done for me, And thanks for clarifying that for me, because I'm here calling it anxiety, and I know that it's an evil spirit.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's evil spirit that every human being has, and it came through your mother.
Oh yeah, I know that. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I'm not contesting that. I forgave her a long time ago, years ago, and
Right on.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I forgave my father. He passed, but I forgave him.
Yeah, nice. Well, stay with it. I don't care who else turn away from it and go back into their hell. You stay with it, and you'll see. You'll be fine.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Call me again.
All right. Will do. Have a great day.
You too. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Scott is a first-time caller out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jesse, for having me. How are you doing today?
All is well, sir. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Hey, I just got a question. What is your feel on the way the Democratic Party's acting right now, which I know how you feel about it, but also if the Great White Hope would pick you to run for vice president, would you run with him?
Yes. I will run with him. And the Democratic Party is a socialist party. And unfortunately, the Republican Party is also becoming a socialist party. If you notice, most of the Republican representatives, they are no different than the Democrats. They have not done one thing, not one iota of a thing to make America great again. They have not closed the borders, no jobs. They have not cut back on taxes. They help fund wars around the world, and they are no different than the Democrats. That's why we need the Great White Hope back right now.
We definitely need him back right now.
Yeah.
And everybody needs to get out and support him.
Yes.
Best thing that ever happened to this country.
It's the Great White Hope, Donald Trump.
That's right.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Let me ask you one more thing.
Yeah.
As far as all these beta males, how would you advise us to get them turned around and make them alpha males? These beta males, these weak males, is what's ruining our country.
By pointing them back to the Father, by encouraging them, they have to overcome the spirit, the nature of their mothers, and they have to forgive their mothers for recreating them in her image when they were little boys, and return. Otherwise, the woman will always be their God, and they would never mature into alpha male. They must forgive their mothers so they can return to the Father, and God will cause them to become males, alpha males. But they must be born again. They must be born again of the Father. They don't understand what is happening to them. They don't know what happened because they don't have a lot of good examples. Their fathers did not protect them from their mothers, and they have taken on their mother's identity. And the world encourages that rather than encouraging the identity of the mother. Of the father, not the mother, the father.
I agree with you 100%. You have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas, buddy. Amazing. 888-7753-773. There's a line open there. Let me go to Mo out of Washington State. Mo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How you doing, Jesse?
All is well, sir.
Hey, I wanted to start off by saying I agree about 99% of the stuff you say.
Okay.
So I get kind of confused when you claim Muslims. Before that, I wanted to ask you a quick question. Is it true that Louis Farrakhan said that he met this Elijah guy on a spaceship?
He did. He said he went up into a spaceship and he met with Elijah. I guess Elijah is the guy that founded that little religion thing they're into. And he said he met with him. And unfortunately, people believed it. Those people in that religion believed it.
Are you serious?
Amazing.
I can't believe that. Yeah, so what I want to ask you is, I don't know where you get the prejudice stereotype that all Muslims do is cut off heads and beat women. You believe that?
I never said that all of them did that, but I know that the Allahu Akbar people do it.
Allahu Akbar is Muslim.
Right, but not all the people do it.
Not all people, but most. Not all, but most.
I know that it's the Allahu Akbar religion that they can cut people's heads off and they're gonna be give 50 wives when they get to heaven or something like that, and blah blah blah. Are you saying it's not true?
Yeah, I wanted to know where you get that information from.
I've seen it many times over the years.
Uh-huh.
And
you seen people get their heads cut off?
Well, I haven't been there, see, but I seen the results of heads being cut off.
Like where? Where did you see the
different videos, ISIP videos and stuff. They tend to do that when they cut off the head. I remember, now I can't remember exactly what happened because it's been some years ago. If I remember correctly, they cut off some, but you already know this is true. Why are you saying it's not true? I don't have to try to prove that to you. You already know that.
Yeah, I know it's not true, but I just.
Are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
And why you? So you say? Are you saying they never cut off the heads of people?
No, sir, they did not.
So you saying that the Allahu Akbar, they have never cut off anyone's head?
I'm saying that they never did it, and I'm saying that post 9/11. There's been a hit piece on all Muslims.
No, let's go back to the head thing first. Are you saying that no time in history have the Muslims, at least the leadership or the radical ones, whatever you want to call them, are you saying they have never cut off the heads of the people?
It's possible that a radical one did.
Did they or didn't they?
I never seen one do it, so how can I tell you they did?
So you have never seen it. Why do you say it's possible that the radical one did it?
Because maybe in retaliation.
Retaliation of what?
Against, I don't know, maybe their country's being invaded or whatnot, but I don't have exact proof. I'm just saying.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, you're 25. And so you've never seen videos anywhere where...
I've seen those videos years ago of apparently there's a guy that would put people on their knees, blindfold them, and cut their heads off.
Was that guy a Muslim?
No. The Muslims don't do that.
How do you know he wasn't a Muslim?
Because a Muslim can't do that.
See, this is what made me nervous about the Muslim. I know you guys have been trained the moment you pop out of your mama's womb, that you can lie to the infidels. You can say whatever you need to say in order to deceive them, in order to defeat them, to conquer them. Am I right about that?
No.
Well, what's the purpose of lying then?
You just said that you were, as soon as Muslims come out the womb, they can lie.
What's the purpose of you lying right now about the heads not being cut off?
No, is that what you said? That as soon as they come out the womb, that they're allowed to lie?
Meaning that when they're growing up, they're told that they can lie to deceive the infidels.
And where did you get that information from?
It used to be in the Quran. I don't know if they took it out or not, but I've interviewed other Muslims who got away from it, and they would say, yeah, we are taught to do that.
I want you to know that I memorized the entire Quran, and there's not a single scripture that says that. So
okay, maybe they took it out.
You take it out. It's not the Bible.
But the reason...
The Quran is the only book that's never been tampered with.
What does hadith mean?
Hadith is basically, it's sunnah, and how I'd say sunnah is like practices that are like beneficial to people that we should follow.
What does hadith mean?
I just answered it, Jesse.
No, it didn't make sense what you just said. Make it clear.
It makes sense. So hadith is like what the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to do, that he would consider I guess, like as a Muslim, the good things that you get good benefits from. That he just said practice it if you want. It's not a requirement.
Is it another book?
It's not another book. It's just like it is a book. It is a book to actually, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not the Quran. It's just extra writing, additional writing.
Additional writing, yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's not, yeah.
And
So then,
was it from Muhammad?
it was, yeah.
And did Muhammad kill people?
The Prophet?
Did Muhammad kill people?
Never.
The Prophet never killed people.
Never. He's been to war. I take that back. I cannot turn. I take that.
See how
back.
you lying to me?
I don't want to give you misinformation, but I know he's been in war.
And did he kill in war?
I don't know. I'm being 100% honest with you. I would have to Google or read the Quran to figure that out. I don't want to lie to you.
How old you say you
are?
are?
War. I'm 25, but he's
25.
been to war. He's been to war multiple times, so I don't know if he killed people or not.
Oh, you think there's a possibility he went to war, but he didn't kill anyone?
Yeah.
He just
From
had
what I know,
lunch.
I never heard. From what I heard, I never heard he did. But I just want to understand, Jesse, why you paint that image.
Is Mo the black one or the Arab?
Who?
Mo.
Me?
Uh-huh.
I'm African.
You African? What that mean?
I'm African.
You from Africa?
Yeah, I'm from Africa, yeah.
So what you doing being a Muslim? What the?
Well, I'm not African.
You ain't got no business being no Muslim, man. They don't like black people.
Who doesn't like black people? Muslims?
Right. Are you Somalia or something?
I'm Somali, yes, sir.
Man, what a mess.
Well,
you should be a Christian. What you doing being a Muslim?
Muslims, never. I can never be a Christian. Muslims.
Why not?
Muslims is the second most populated religion after Christianity, with over 2
I know.
billion
That's
people.
what makes me nervous. They're taking over our country.
Oh, okay. So, the problem with your country right now is America, and if I'm being honest, is a Christian country. Am I wrong?
America, we're losing it fast. It was created. When it started out, it was a Christian country, yes.
You're a Christian country, right?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that Jewish people have a higher say and more power in America than Christian people?
No.
And
no, it's not fair to say that.
Okay.
Do you love the Jews?
Some.
Does Muhammad love the Jews?
He loved all.
And so why don't you love all? So first, does Muhammad love the Jews, yes or no?
Yes, he did.
And did he love all of them?
Yeah.
So why don't you love all of them?
I'm not him. I don't love all. I'm not a father love like you, Jesse.
Why you don't love all the Jews?
Because most are corrupt people, but there's some good. Then there's some good. Not all, but most.
And how do you know the ones that are good and the ones that are not good?
I've seen it in this conflict, to be honest with you, just like you. I used to just blindly fall into the media. I wouldn't even say media, but fall into the narratives that all Jews are bad. But then I realized during this war that not all are bad.
Do you love all the Muslims?
150%.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you just told another lie. You love the ISIS.
ISIS.
What do you call them Muslims? ISIS Muslims.
ISIS.
ISIS. You love them too?
No.
Well, you don't love all them.
How can I love people that are not doing something good for the religion? But I want to ask you this, Jesse.
What?
Are Muslims? Do you love Muslims?
Yes.
Hold
on, buddy. Hold on. Let me take a break. A quick break. Back in Mo. Hold on, Mo. And Mo, first timer. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. All right, folks, Merry Christmas. A few announcements. There's a line open. There's two lines open right now. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Number one, the Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake report.com. The Hake, H-A-K report from 9 to 11. And James Hake is on fire. And at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. At 12 noon today, flying high of natural energy from God. From God. And you just got to fly with him. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. And then, what else? Blah, blah. Oh, personalized shout-outs. I do them myself for you. Personal shout-outs. Birthdays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, encouragements, congratulations, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. I will do them for you. Go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And we have amazing Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, whatever the gifts might be in our store at rebuildingtheman.com/store. Mugs. We even have a hoodie and T-shirts of the Great White Hope. The Great White Hope. So go to rebuildingtheman.com/store. Rebuildingtheman.com/store. And one last thing. It's the end of the year. It's time for giving again. And this time it's a tax write-off. My nonprofit organization, 35 years around, been around that long. Is it 33 years or 35? 1990? 33 years.
Going on 34.
33 years. Nonprofit, been helping people, doing all kinds of amazing work around the world. You can donate to my nonprofit at rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-BOND to make a year-end donation and get a tax write-off. Also what? blah, 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 blah. I forgot what I was going to say. But you can do that. Oh, if you want a hard copy of our year-end newsletter at no cost, call 800-411-BARN and leave your mailing address, or go to rebuildingtheman.com and put your mailing address there. We'll send you out our year-end newsletter. All right? Let me go quickly back to Mo out of Washington State. And Mo is a Somalian, and he black. I'm like, what's up? And he's a Muslim when he should be a Christian. Mo, why aren't you a Christian instead of a Muslim?
You want me to be frank?
Yeah.
I can't believe in a religion where the God came out of a woman just like a human and apparently died for your sins. What kind of God needs to die for your sins?
And what do you mean, God? Why do you say God came out of a woman?
Was he not born from Virgin Mary, according to you guys?
Where'd you get the idea that God was born from a woman?
Jesse, was Jesus born from a woman?
I'm trying to figure out first, where'd you get the idea that God was born from a woman?
I did research.
And where'd you find that?
Online.
On Google?
Yeah.
Don't believe that. God was not born from a woman.
Where was he born from?
He has always been.
He's always been what?
God.
Okay. How vague. But so, Jesse...
And so what do you think about that, knowing that that's misinformation?
Knowing that, hearing that from you? Because you're the only Christian to ever tell me that. All other Christians told me that he was born from Virgin Mary as a human, and he died for your sins.
I don't think... I doubt, maybe it may be possible now since the Christians are so blind, but I doubt if there's one Christian that told you God was born from a woman.
Oh, okay.
They may have told you that his son was born from a woman, but they never told you that God was.
Is Jesus God?
No.
What is he?
The Son of God.
And is he then if he's the Son of God, then who's the actual God?
His daddy.
And who's his daddy?
God.
Does he have a name?
Yes.
It's just God?
Yes.
And who's the Spirit?
God.
And that's Jesus' dad.
Repeat that?
And that's Jesus' dad, right?
Right, yes.
Wow. Who's the mother?
Who is the mother?
How's there a father without a mother?
There's a mother of Jesus, Mary.
Okay.
Remember Mary?
So, yeah. So Jesse,
have you forgiven your mother?
That's another thing I wanted to ask you, because I see that a lot of your philosophies are based off your personal experiences. Why do you think I should forgive my mother?
Does your Allah have a wife?
No.
Your Allah don't have a wife?
No.
Does he have a father?
Nope. He's God.
He's God?
He's God.
And who created him?
No, nobody. He is God.
And who created him?
No, nobody.
So is that Muhammad?
Jesse, you know damn well that Muhammad was a prophet, and not this honorable Elijah that's apparently in a spaceship. I can't believe black people eat that shit up from Louis.
Hey, you can't be cursing. Hey.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, but let me ask, did Muhammad create God?
No, he was a messenger of God.
Oh, and who created your God?
Nobody.
And is he white or Jewish or Muslim?
No, nobody knows. Nobody knows how God looks.
Oh, so you don't know what color he is?
We don't know. Anyway, how God looks, though, we'll only know once we die.
But, so what is it like being black and being a Muslim instead of being a Muslim?
Very peaceful.
And you have perfect...
the thing about Christians, would you consider me black? Because I don't consider myself black. I'm African. I'm Somali. I don't align with black people. You know, I don't have I'm not brainwashed. I know my ancestors and my roots. I'm a first-generation American.
But if I saw you, I know you probably look like a Somalian, but would you be black in color or white?
Yeah. My skin color is black.
Oh, okay. Let me ask, is Mary in the Quran a lot?
She's in it.
And who is Mary in the Quran?
She is the mother of Prophet. Well, you could consider him Jesus, Prophet Jesus. She's the mother.
So Mary is the mother of Jesus. So why did you think Jesus was God if you know that Jesus was the son of Mary, that he was born through Mary?
I'm talking according to what Christians tell me. That's not what Islam teaches.
Oh, I see. And do you love the Christians?
Yes, because I do.
You love all the Christians?
Yeah.
And but you don't love all the Jews?
No, sir.
How do you pick and choose who to love?
How can I answer that when I love some? Not all, but most. How do I answer that? Do I say no or yes if I only like some of them? I love Adam Sandler.
Who?
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandwich?
Adam Sandler.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's a movie star, a big movie star.
Is he is he a Jew?
Yeah.
And why you love Adam?
He's one of the best actors ever.
Oh, I see. Amazing. Mo, call me again. I got to run because of time. Will you call me again?
Definitely. I love you, Jesse.
All right, you too, buddy. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Amazing. Nice guy. Super chat. Super.
Grace from I forget where. Bought a coffee. Saw it, Rhode Island, I think. Didn't realize you guys weren't cool with streaming while I called
Grace from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Didn't realize you guys weren't cool with streaming while I called in. Won't do it next time. Would love to talk to you soon. Also, Hake, please unban me from your YouTube chat. LOL. Lots of laughs. Appreciate both of you.
All right, whoever that is, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
I didn't know that I'd banned her. But my mods do a lot of stuff. Brother Sonny over on Kick says 100%.
Kick.com/Jesse
Lee Peterson.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you want to say to Mo, we love you too, man. We like your energy.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Mo. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, by the way.
Someone bought a coffee. I want to answer last week's biblical question. What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling?
Oh, yeah. What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling?
In 2019, this person says, I invited my girlfriend over to my apartment. At the time, I was very mentally ill. Well, at night, we went to sleep. I got a thought. I didn't know it was the devil at the time. He said, go to the bathroom, get a pair of scissors, kill your girlfriend. I was so scared, filled with anxiety.
Devil.
Yeah. I was so scared, filled with anxiety, fear, worry. I went into the bathroom and locked myself in. I grabbed a pair of scissors, just stared at them while trembling in fear, and after a few moments, all of it went away and passed. When I went back to this moment in my mind a few days after your fellowship, I realized God was with me that entire time, but I didn't know it. So after that night, I've been on medication ever since, but I also realized that medication can't fix something spiritually. Only God can.
That's right. Amazing. Amazing. What I realized is that all human beings, well, I won't say all, most human beings don't know that God is trying to save them from the illusion that they live in, the false illusion that they live in, and they keep running from the very Father that's trying to save them because they think that the movements that they're feeling inside, the fears, the worries, the doubts, everything, they think that it's them, and they don't know that that thing is trembling inside of them because the light, God is trying to save you from that false identity. It's so amazing to me, but I understand. He's trying to save you from thoughts and emotions, so-called feel-good ones and bad ones, and you don't realize he's trying to help you. And so you keep running back into the arms of evil. I saw a dumb white woman, liberal. Well, no, she's supposed to be conservative and a Bible teacher. They were talking about that film with Big Mama, the Father Messiah, Barack Obama, and Big Mama Michelle. And they were having this discussion. And she was like, why do black people think that we don't love them? I don't want black people thinking that way. I'm like, shut up, woman. Go home and raise your children. That man's children. Just emotional. And she teaching the Bible, and dumb women sit there and listen to her teaching the Bible. What a deception. Thank you, though. I said a lot, but thank you.
Someone bought 3 coffees. Sir, the church service you have is awesome and very much needed. The Daily Show, it's like a switch comes on you from the unconscious. Is he trying to start a race riot, or is it about dark and light? Just need understanding. Is it a test from God to God? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Is who trying to start a race war?
I don't know. He doesn't. And this was 3 coffees. I'm not sure when it came in, so it may be related to a story that we covered or something.
I'm not clear what the question is, so I can't respond. And if you want to make it clear, you can make it clear, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Matthew on YouTube bought 5 coffees. Jesse, what's this I hear about you might move to Florida? Please do. I'll be there on Sundays.
We're going to go wherever we're led, all right? But we were going to move just before and then the Chinese virus happened, because they were going to tear this building down, but when the Chinese virus happened, everything kind of changed for now. And then we were going to move a second time. I had a realtor in Florida helping me to look. And then the realtor said, you know what? This is not a good time, Jesse. The prices of these buildings have gone double. And so you're going to be paying double for a building that was totally a lower cost. It's best to wait to see what the economy turn out. So we'll see what happens when and if the Great White Hope get back in there and the economy change. Thank you.
Urinal Chills is a monthly supporter on Rumble, Jesse Lee Peterson Rumble. If
you gotta know how to rumble.
If you love being a honky like me, raise your hand and your cup of deer tea.
Oh, man.
I just drank from my spittoon.
Thank you.
Deer tea. Terrible.
What's a deer tea?
The deer tea of Christ.
What?
Somebody said that you deny the DRT of Christ.
Oh, yeah, the DRT. Nobody has ever been able to tell me what the DRT is.
Right. Shameful.
Oh, amazing. What a mess.
And that's what causes people like Mo to think Jesus is God.
Yeah, Mo, it ain't true, buddy. Don't let the Christians deceive you. Thank you.
Evgeny Crosby with the diamond. Marcus and Joe are very happy together being dinks. I disavow it.
Whatever, thank you.
WD-41.
I don't know what that means.
WD-41 gave a Ninja Guinea. Amazing. Thanks for the shows.
Amazing. Thank you for helping us to make it all possible.
Commander Kim donated on Odyssey, Odyssee.
Your
Odyssey.com/@Jesse Lee Peterson. I live in Michigan. You're correct, Jesse. From Coptic Christians in Egypt to Chaldean Christians in Lebanon to the Muslims within the Middle East, they teach their children from a young age to protect their family and protect their own first and foremost. They allow lying to whites and infidels and outsiders.
I know that, and again, maybe they took that out of the Quran, but I know that I've heard so many Muslims tell me that, and I read it one time in the Quran, because people said, well, here it is, Jesse. And so maybe they changed the Quran. Maybe that's why Mo don't know about it. But I know it was in there. You can deceive the Christians and the Jews because they are infidels. Non-believers are infidels. Thank you.
Siona Witt Sion bought a coffee. Jesse, manly, attractive love. I like the background. Hassan Yeezy's cute and quiet dog Sandman picture emoji on the wall. Aw, smiley face with hearts surrounding it. Hey, Jesse.
How come your dog looks so sad all the time? He never smile. He always look ashamed, like he's shy.
Because it's a shame we created that breed.
Oh.
He's a dink.
He's definitely a dink.
With a lot of riz.
That's for sure. Did you finish here?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Jesse, the white people themselves are doing this purposely to themselves. You're right. The men are so effeminate and soft. The blacks community, also the women, is more masculine. The men are just sleeping, drugs, social media, sex, and video games. The whole world is doomed.
What a shame. Thank you, CR. It's a mess. That's for sure.
Renesio bought a coffee. I'm a dink. I can go to Costco to buy my fentanyl in bulk and listen to the JLP show so loud I get tinnitus.
Amazing. Did you hear that? I saw a report this morning where there's some school somewhere where they were saying, I don't know how true it is, that some kids took some fentanyl to school, a little candy-like thing.
Wow.
And some kids ate it, and now they had to be rushed to the hospital or something. Fentanyl must be pretty popular.
Crazy.
Amazing. Thank you.
Anthony Albino bought a coffee. We should not worship our... Oh, this is an answer to the biblical question, I guess.
Do
Reference.
you worship yourself?
Well, he doesn't exactly say, but he says we should not worship ourselves. Our bodies are nothing but dust, and our souls belong to God.
But the question is not should you do it. The question is, do you worship yourself? Thank you, though.
Our Ascendez 68 bought 3 coffees. Florida, double question mark. Everything's bigger in Texas, baby. Cool emoji with sunglasses.
I know there's so many people trying to, and I've lived in Texas before. I lived in South Oak Cliff. I didn't know where I was going. And then I lived in North Texas. It was better over there.
Is it humid everywhere?
White. Yeah.
Yeah.
But North Texas, North Dallas, it was mostly white, so I went to live with the white folks.
Nice.
Because I wasn't used to all the violent, like over there in South Oak Cliff. I was raised that way, so I was afraid of the blacks.
Right. Just like that caller yesterday.
Yeah.
She stays with her husband who's carrying.
Right.
And they keep their head on a swivel.
Thank you, though.
Well, thank you, guys. That's all for now.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. Amazing. Let me go to Manuel out of Massachusetts. Manuel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Manuel.
Navidad.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So, I got 2 questions. What the Great White Hope got to say today?
Let me check. Good question.
I have a running war with the media. They are among the most dishonest human beings on earth.
Deep. He has a running war with the media. Hold. Let me take a break. Hold on.
Yeah.
888-775-3773. 1 more hour to go. Manhood hour's coming up now. Your super chats and phone calls when I come back. 888-77-JESSE. And there is one line open. You want to jump in there for now. Hate news, the hate news, not the fake news coming up. And I'll be back in a moment. The hate news right now. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Wednesday, December 13th, AD 2023. Stay tuned for hour 3. Manhood Hour is coming right up, guys. And there is one line open. You can call in right now. Men or women can call in. But first, Hake News, not fake news. You can call right now during Hake News. Watch out for water beads. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports Amazon, Walmart, and Target have stopped. They were doing it already before, though, selling water beads marketed toward children due to numerous safety concerns. Water beads are tiny balls made of extremely absorbent polymer material. That's plastic, right? Something like that. That can expand up to 100 times their size when exposed to liquid. Because they can grow inside the human body once ingested, the beads can cause intestinal blockages and life-threatening injuries, so says the Consumer Product Safety Commission. There was a little baby who took a little black baby, and they had to do surgery, I think. More than 145,000 emergency department treated injuries last year were associated with toys for children ages 12 and under, according to the CPSC report. And scooters, balls, balloons, toys with small parts were involved in the majority of those incidents. CNN is promoting Marina Abramovic, the spirit cooking infamy, John Podesta pizza infamy, something like that. I don't know if pizza had to do with her. Commie Nonsense Network, in a puff piece, asks or shares why the Serbian sick female performance artist Marina Abramovic puts her body on the line for art. You can overcome the fear of pain, she says. The 77-year-old godmother of performance art, they call her, Serbian woman, reflected on her 5-decade career. Did you know that she's been around for 50 years? That has pushed the limits of social taboo, meaning she's discussing physical endurance and fear, in a CNN puff piece out of London with Christiane Amanpour of CNN. Harvard female, the black female's president has a bunch of simps among their teachers. CNN reports 726 Harvard faculty members. 726. Didn't know there were that many. Signed a petition backing university president Claudine Gay. Claudine Gay, after a slew of donors and politicians called for her ouster. Gay, Claudine, the first black president in Harvard's nearly 400 years history, and to this day, has been in the hot seat since her widely criticized House of Representatives testimony on anti-Semitism, all one word to make it seem real, a week ago. No hyphen. Despite mounting pushback, she gained the unanimous support of the university's board on yesterday, an indication she could remain in her position. The white woman had to go out of UPenn, University of Pennsylvania, because she has more shame. Whites have more shame. Blacks, they got no shame. USCG, poor woman victims. Here's a quote. The Coast Guard deeply regrets the trauma that victims of so-called sexual assault and sexual harassment experience, unquote. That's the U.S. Coast Guard. Apologizing to supposed victims of so-called sexual assault and harassment on a Tuesday statement. The apology came after 4 women, testified to Congress that the Coast Guard Academy officials concealed reports of supposed sexual misconduct while alleged perpetrators continue to thrive within the service. Maybe they shouldn't be mixing women in with the men. Let the men do the men's work. Speaking of women, abortion. Kentucky. Yesterday, liars for a woman seeking an abortion claimed that her embryo, also known as unborn child, no longer has a heartbeat. Last week, the woman identified as Jane Doe filed a lawsuit against the state's abortion laws while 8 weeks pregnant. Kentucky has a 6-week abortion ban and a law that bans the procedure unless necessary to save a pregnant woman's life. They call it pregnant person. This is the far-left females at the Skin reporting. Pregnant person's life. Makes me want to spit. Her suit argues that the law violates her rights to privacy and self-determination. So now it's going to be a class action lawsuit. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Manhood Hour.
about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week. The biblical question, do you worship yourself? Do you worship yourself? Amazing. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show, jesseleepeterson.com/show. And you can also listen to the show live, being busy, doing what you're doing, taking fentanyl or thinking about committing suicide or trying to get across the borders, fighting with your husband or your wife or whatever. You could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. Follow us on social media. JLP Talk on X and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. And don't forget to donate and have your comments read out loud. Go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. So it's Wednesday. It's the last hour of the show. And on Wednesday, the last hour of the show is always Manhood Hour. What is a man? What is a man?
It's an adult human male.
Manhood. Hillary or President Trump?
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Beta male. A man is a male who turns to man.
Alpha male.
Live right, be right, and lead the way.
So you be hearing the word Riz, but don't really know what it means. Well, I got you, player. You've come to the right spot.
I remember when I was younger, just growing up being different and just feeling like I was ugly and...
Basically, Riz is your ability to spit game. You know, your ability to seduce a potential female love interest.
Yeah, check the Riz.
Please, give me your number. Please.
If you add W Riz, it means you could get a girl to become interested in you simply with your words.
Bro, you don't think you trying too hard out? Like, what's the shoes?
Hey, I've tried everything else, so...
How's it go? You been getting, like, girls or shit?
No, you think I'd be sitting here with a suit if I was getting girls?
And I remember one time I was at the playground with my friends. And there was this one girl that came up to me and she was like, I've never met somebody as ugly as you. Like, you're so ugly.
Go out there and be yourself.
Excuse me, I have a question for you. Are you from Tennessee? Because you have shit in your face. Was that a good pickup line or what?
It's W Riz.
W Riz, there he goes. He knows what I'm doing.
Back to the drawing board.
It's amazing what people are getting into nowadays. How do you take a word and make a big deal of it? You're supposed to overcome words, not get into words. Words are deceiving. They can be deceiving if you don't understand what's going on. Anyway, I want to finish up with Manuel. I have a guest and for a minute here or so, and we'll get back to your calls and Super Chat. And while they're getting the guests ready for me, let me go to Manuel just to finish up. I had to put Manuel on hold. Manuel, you said you had another question. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask, have you ever tried to get the Great White Hope on the fallen state before?
Not yet.
Do you want to?
I would love to. We're going to work on it.
All right. And how about Sleepy Joe?
I would love to interview, have a conversation with Joe Biden as well. That would be amazing.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
When I would love to see that day come.
I'm going to talk to my producer about those things. That's a good idea, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's it, though.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, God bless you guys.
You too.
Joel Friday, he black.
He black. What the? Thank you, buddy. Okay, I'm going to get back to your calls here in a minute, folks. I have with me your friend and my friend and a friend of America and the world. And I've had him on the Fallen State before, author Kwon Lee. He is a Korean-American fine artist. He has been on the Fallen State and my radio show before. He spoke at our men's conference in Orlando, Florida. And we talked before about art, family, Black and Asian violence, and more. Arthur, welcome back, man.
Hey, good to see you, Jesse. It's been a while.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all those good things.
Merry Christmas.
How have you been?
Good. You know, when your producer contacted me, I was like, you know, we're pretty much on the same page in regards to like how to fix the West and masculinity and the, you know, the vitality of bringing fathers back into the equation. So I was like, I don't know what we're going to really talk about because we pretty much have, there's not much disagreement, my friend.
Yeah, but you're a smart guy. I really, I'm not like a big art guy, and I'm not like really into it, but your work is amazing. And so I want people to see even more of the work that you're doing and kind of bring them up to date about that. And but first, you said something very interesting during the Fallen State interview, and I want to play that soundbite and get a response from you about it. This is from the Fallen State.
There's actually political roots as to what type of art people make.
Right.
And people are actually blind to this, but you can just look at the artist right in front of you. And I would say that if you're grew up with a father at home, more conservative background, you're gonna make work that actually has a certain standard, a pedagogical, universal standards versus aesthetic relativity. That's what I would say. And you know, the social justice warriors in the left, they believe everything is, it's this mentality of deconstructionism, right? Everything is relative. It's all miasmic and mystical, right? So that's gonna play out aesthetically as well. So even the art they make, it's vague and it can be anything. But if you look at artwork produced by conservatives, they make work that have credibility behind it, and there's techniques and skills passed down. So for me, I was attracted to that sort of interpretation of history through modern means.
Amazing. So do you still believe that art is based on those things?
Yeah, I mean, art is a reflection of the values that a person has in their heart. And what I would say is that, you know, my whole mission in life is to get people that are on the side of good to care about beauty, you know, and that is a blanket term. We can be talking about beautiful architecture, marble sculptures, paintings, but reconnecting with the creative spirit and utilizing art and the talent so we can point towards that which is good. That's my whole mission. That's what I care about. That's what I basically spend my life to try to encourage others to connect with, because, you know, these honorable, positive, virtuous values are actually what produces beautiful art. That is sort of like the grounding force behind it. So I 100% believe that. That's why all the art today is so ugly. And I believe that all forms of art, I'm a painter, obviously, but all forms of art, it is a potential antidote to cure the lack of reverence that our culture has today. Like, if I mention the word reverence in our culture, we don't have any of that.
Yeah.
You know, we don't. Yeah. We have irreverence. It's all across the board. There's no sense of aesthetics pointing us towards feeling that there's anything sacred in the world today.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is like, well, that's where art comes in. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not so much conversation and discourse. That's where beautiful works come in, and that's where the idea of beauty comes in. And you know, we got guys like St. Thomas Aquinas, all the church fathers. They always wrote about how, you know, Christians should utilize beauty as an important tool for society and culture. And I feel like that's been forgotten. And it's not anything new. It's sort of like, it's about taking it back. It's
Yeah.
about doing what we used to do. So I do agree with that sentiment. And, you know, it's even more important today because, man, we are a sick society, man.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to have you. I know you and I agree on most things, but since the last time I saw you, you spoke at our event and all that. What are you thinking about what's happening in the world, especially in America today? It has totally gotten worse, way worse. What are your feelings? What are you thinking about it? And do you think it would ever turn around?
Well, the first thing I will say is there's really three things that need to be fixed for everything else to circumstantially follow its wake. And the first thing is the belief in God is pretty much absent.
Yeah.
This notion that there's higher order that we need to submit to, that's the first thing that needs to be fixed. The second thing that needs to be fixed is female sexual promiscuity.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much rampant and all across the board. And then the last thing that needs to be fixed is our cultural pillars. So all the institutional pillars like education, art, Hollywood, entertainment. So the fact that all three are owned by the Dark One, the fact that the three most pivotal pillars for social cohesion basically do not belong or not run by good people, sort of tells you everything and where we are culturally. And you're right, things are only getting worse. And I will tell you right now, nowadays what bothers me even more than the obvious acceleration of the clown world, buffoonery of the radical left is the fact that people on the right are also being basically cowards and showing their hypocrisy. I think that's to me more distasteful lately because like we kind of expect the basement from the left. We kind of expect that. But on the right, when push comes to shove, they're sort of just showing that they're spineless jellyfish. and what I've come to see now is and I hate to do this because I could probably lose following and I could lose support for this, but I do say this because I believe it is true. I think that many people on the right, they need to first work on what they can actually control locally. And what I mean by that is, often people on the right, and I know this is a political show, so I'm trying to say this with respect, but often people on the right, it's like they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's how they talk about politics.
Yeah.
And I'm almost like, well, while you're doing this, you're over 25% body fat percentage. You have familial baggage. You're not talking to your parents anymore. You don't have you know what I'm saying? It's almost like you want to first make sure you have your actual local priorities in line before you're so. It's almost like they're coping at that point. Like they're wearing like a TradCon LARPing costume. Like, look at me, and like this is my beliefs. I'm like, yeah, but you're fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
no, you're totally right, man.
That's the reason why we're disconnected from our values. We're just speaking out in like this meta ephemeral way, and that's why like I mean I can always comment on what I believe is just and right and moral in a political sense, but I'm also like lately I've been kind of stepping away from that, not because I'm not speaking and I'm a free speech absolutist, but much more because too many people on quote unquote my side, they don't even have the shit together. So I'm kind of like I'm for it. They should still use their voice, of course, if they see evil, but they got to get to work.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'll tell you right now, like the fact that they're like this is manhood hour, right? So manhood hour. Well, we should be responsible for what you first have under your control, your health, your familial condition, and your passion, and like your connection with high culture and art, and this is, I feel like people don't even have that in sync. So why should I even care about your political disposition, whether you're a liberal, conservative, libertarian, classical liberal, whatever you want to identify as? I almost don't care. Like, it's almost like, yeah, I'll stick with the weight thing. It's like, if you're fat, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're absolutely 100%, man, and I agree. And that's why maybe I'm wrong. I don't see that I'm wrong, but I don't believe my country is ever coming back because it looked like everything is becoming one, and it's not one for the good. It's just trash after trash after trash. And
Wow. Jesse, when did you come to that conclusion? Because I mean, the last time we spoke, we had a little bit of hope, right? but I gotta say that, like, I've kind of come to the same conclusion, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to encourage people to go into the corner and sulk and be emotional and depressed.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
You could still go out fighting for what you believe is right, but looking at it from a bird's eye view, it does look like it's kind of done.
Yes.
It's morally it's over, but like I'm still gonna do what I believe is right because that is how I can stay in sync. But I hear you, man. I think I'll tell you right now, the biggest indicator of this is the fact that you see all these red pill dating relationship podcasts and all that. The reason why is because we do live in like this weird post-gender society now.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like people have accepted this. And if that's the case, then the incentive for men to want to even make it's basically making men automatically into antinatalists.
Yes.
And I almost can't blame them for that, even though I know it's non-biblical because of the conditions, the circumstances of the culture. So I do believe we are in, I hate to use the word trans, but we're in a transitory phase of life where it's going to be interesting because the death of the West is not going to be Hollywood, fire and brimstone, fire coming from the sky. It's going to be more like the fact that we have a less than, we have like a 70% population replacement rate.
Yes.
So, but that's still meaning that we're not going to be able to continue the species. So, you know, it's like when Rome fell, they had most houses had huge wine cellars and they were having orgies. So they were, you know, they're morally deranged, and then the resources weren't a problem. They had plenty of food. They had full bellies. There was an obesity problem at that time. So it wasn't a lack of resources, but their morals just went so low that the fabric that undergirds that society eventually made them fall. And I think that's what people don't realize. Like the fall of a civilization doesn't mean like we're in like this depression state of panic. Like we went through a depression as a country and we survived it. And now here we are.
Yeah.
We're going to be so morally decayed that we're just going to basically wither away from the inside.
It's hard to believe it, man. And this is why I've been telling people for a while now is that they got to start working on themselves as individuals in order to survive in this world today. And because the way things are going, they're only going to get worse and not better. And if you don't have perfect peace, if you're not working on yourself, you're not going to be able to handle it. More and more reports of people, young people committing suicide. The attack upon men through the roof now. It's not even, I mean, it's like the men just have given up. And both parties are now one. And it just, the anger and the hatred in the country is out of control. It's just a mess.
Let me add to what you're saying because, like, there's two sides of me when I hear this. Because did you know that 50% of men today, 50% of young men, in other words, millennials and Zoomers and some Gen X, they're not only not seeking relationships or disinterested in marriage and checked out altogether of even creating families.
Yeah.
They're not even pursuing women sexually. We're talking about straight heterosexual men. They're not even seeking women now. 50, which is crazy. Like, if you think about when you were in your, like, 19, 20, 21, you had so much testosterone and horniness and drive that a woman could walk by and it'd drive you crazy for the rest of the day. The fact that 50% of men are disinterested tells you a lot about the culture.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you that, you know, this is a complete gynocentric frame and world we're in. But I gotta say, like, while I think that is obviously not even I think we know that that's wrong for passing on a legacy and continuing this world, I also can't blame them, Jesse. And it's not because I'm saying it's okay, but it's because we live in a complete warped society where masculinity is demonized, where they have no encouragement. And if they want to get married, they can go through this whole divorce system and become like fiscally raped more or less. So I don't really blame them at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So I'm kind of stuck in this weird place where I'm like, we know what's wrong. we know what's the answer, but we see that the pile of manure is just so high that when you send a young man to clean this up, he goes, well, I'm just gonna walk away. You know? I don't blame
What a
him.
mess. I don't blame him either, man. I want to know, the last time we talked, there was an attack upon the Asian people in this country, and it was mostly done by blacks in San Francisco and other areas. They would rob them and knock them out in the streets and things like that. And at one time, I would hear the Asian people speaking out against that. Even though I never heard them say out loud, it's the blacks that are doing this, not the whites for the most part. Do you have any sense of what's happening with that now? Have they given up on
So
that?
the last time we spoke, I was living in New York City.
Yeah.
And that's where it was happening quite a bit.
Right.
I've left that hellhole. I'm in Northern Virginia now.
Oh,
but,
nice.
Yeah, but what we know, Jesse, is that like stereotypes exist for a reason. And the only way we can actually absolve these negative characteristics is by us openly talking about them, because you can't change anything until you address it, right?
Right.
So what we got to understand is that it's not racism. We need to also look at it. Look, I call it, what is it? Race realism. Like, race is a factor, and it's definitely not a wholesale write-off of anyone. I'm not pigeonholing an expectation of people. Like, because you're black, you're supposed to do this. Because I'm Asian, I'm supposed to do this. You know, I meet an individual, but general data gives us perspective.
Right.
And when we look at the rate of black crime on Asians and white people, by the way, it's incomparable.
Yes.
You know, it's a joke. It's like seeing an 800-pound gorilla versus like a hamster. like it's the crime rate is very high, and people are just afraid of talking about it because, you know, they just don't want to seem like they're bigoted or whatever. But I also am starting to see that we're getting to the point where people are just fed up and they're just going to start talking openly. So there could be a blessing in disguise. Again, do I believe that, you know, we're going to see this through? I'd be happy to die hoping so. But I think that people are starting to talk about it more openly. Yeah, man, you know, blacks gotta get it together, brother.
I know the blacks, man. I was at the post office yesterday, and a guy saw me there. He's like, "Wow, I watch your show. You from the YouTube channel, yeah?" He's like, "You talk about things that are very interesting, right?" And so I asked. It was a long line, so I asked this guy who happened to be black. I'm like, "What's wrong with the blacks?" And when I asked him that, all hell broke loose. In the post office, there's older black women.
You know, I'll share an anecdotal thing too. Like, you know, I'm flying everywhere. You know that. And then
yes.
I just went to Tijuana to donate some art for this to this cancer hospital. But I gotta tell you, man, like, here's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not trying to be bigoted or angry, but because we've allowed the divide and conquer strategy to be so implanted in our brains and brainwashed, every time I sit on a plane, I'm sorry I think this, but when I see like some like baggy, like disheveled looking black person walking down the aisle, I always go like, oh, I hope they're not sitting next to me. And it's not.
I know what you mean. You don't have to explain. Don't explain. I totally understand.
It's not their skin color, brother. But like I have collectors that are like classy, upright black people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like but it's more so that like I don't blame the woman in New York City who's in an elevator when there's some Asian guy who comes in, she's just whatever, and then if some like black guy with dreads and that comes in like all like you know with a certain demeanor and she holds onto her purse a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I blame her for that.
I don't.
Because you sort of pass.
She better hold that purse.
Yes, yeah. The brain is a pattern recognition machine, right?
Yeah.
So if you give us patterns, then we're going to denote that in the world. So it's not a racism thing. It's like I don't think it is wrong for us to catch patterns and to share what we've come to see. And those patterns can be broken, by the way, but they can only be broken if we're able to talk about them.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, if we can't have this kind of discussion, then they will only continue.
Yeah.
So to my Nubian brothers out there, I'm with you. Okay, Akasumakalam, we're good. Okay, but there's some shit there where it's like we need to stop acting like, just because you have a certain skin color or a background or cultural background, you get to act like a buffoon.
Yeah.
And I'm just tired of it,
You know what's interesting to me too, and it's a sign of fear and everything. When I was growing up, white people were not afraid, for the most part, to speak up and disagree and yet get along, right? And as a result, the country was amazing because black people at that time, they treated people the way they would like to be treated. It wasn't about the skin color when I was growing up. And white people were not afraid to disagree with the blacks or anyone else, and everything was fine. I never imagined one day that the white people would completely shut down and not speak up and defend themselves at all in the right way. And as a result, in their own country, this country was founded by white people, by white men who were encouraged by God and created the greatest country on this side of heaven. So this is their home. I never imagined that white men would become so afraid that they wouldn't even speak up in their own home, that they would allow the people of color who are only destroying it. They're not making it better. They're only making it worse. I didn't know that white people would become so afraid that they would not speak up, protect their children, their wives, their family, and their country. I never imagined that could happen. And now the whole goal is to get rid of Christianity and get rid of white people in their own country.
Yeah, white men have been targeted with an onslaught of media control.
Yes.
To be feminized.
Yep.
They've just been targeted to the nth degree to become as feminized as possible. And man, I guess if we look at the analogy of the Garden of Eden, and we look at Eve's narcissistic vanity tempting her to actually listen to the snake, that spirit of what a woman is, I guess white women are like very successful in that regard. because look at what white men have become. It's like in a way the white women have won. The reason why America is where we are is because white women have won.
Yeah.
Like if you look at all these like the most rabid protesters on the streets and they can be as young as like 17. They don't even care. There's no fear. They just feel like I'm entitled to it and I walk out and do it. They're liberal white chicks.
Amazing.
So it's pretty crazy, man. I think the solution has always been the same solution, but just more.
Yeah.
Which is more free speech, being a free speech absolutist, openly discussing these ideas, caring about the truth, standing up for what's right, and men being men. It's always going to be the solution because that's actually what builds civilizations in the first place.
Absolutely.
That's what undergirds the society. The challenge, though, is that the men simply just don't care today is a problem. And the reason why they don't care, once again, it does make sense on their behalf. Again, I'm not telling them to be losers and give up, but it's almost like, it's like basic arithmetic, Jesse. It's like, if nothing is sacred and nothing is pure, then if some unassimilating culture comes, whatever, through immigration, comes to my land and tries to take my woman, but they have like 100 body count, I don't care. They're already garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't really blame them because like they don't even have the impetus and desire to protect or provide for them in the first place, because women by their own actions and decisions have deemed themselves as lascivious garbage.
Amazing.
So that's the decision they've made. It's almost like...
Let me take a quick break. When I come back, I want you to tell the people how to get your artwork and your website.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we didn't even talk about my art. I'm an artist, by the way, guys.
Right. Back in a moment,
Cool.
folks.
Yeah.
Check out my book, For Race to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone. And you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. All right, folks, welcome back. I'm going to get to your calls here in a minute. I just want to wind up with my guest here. And the Hake report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, Hake report.com. And then at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. You do not want to miss it. He is on natural energy given to him by God, all right? And don't forget, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live. So I want to wind up here with author Kwon Lee, an amazing artist, and I want you to see some of his work. Author, tell the folks how to get your work. We're going to show some of it as well, but tell the people how to get it. Amazing work, man. And again, I'm not like really into art, but I really appreciate your work.
I appreciate that. And, well, first thing is you don't have to be, like, educated in art and all that. That's a part of the psyop, by the way, because the left controls that. Art is for everyone. Art is for anyone to just go out and see. You don't have to read 20 books. Just go look at the work. It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
If you go to a museum, you see a placard with, like, a long description. You need, like, 3 paragraphs to explain the work of art. It tells you why. Because beauty should be self-evident.
Right.
So, anyone can appreciate art, and you can see my art at arthurkwonlee.com. If you want to collect, you can contact me. If you want to check out my online shop for the seasons, you let me know as well. We have some stuff there. But if you want to connect with me on my socials, I don't use Twitter that much. I'm really more of an Instagram guy. But so you can find me on Instagram at Arthur Kwon Lee for all things based, aesthetics, and just keeping it real. And yeah, that's pretty much all I am. So
amazing. Great work, man. I do want to ask you 2 quick questions before we go. What is Impressionism, and are you an Impressionist?
So an Impressionism is a French painting movement. And the idea was of trying to capture like the movement of nature through the paintings. And the Impressionists did influence me quite a bit. What I will say is that there's 2 polarities when it comes to looking at art. There's like realism, and then there's abstract expressionism. One is more loose and chaotic and control. It's non-representational, and the other is like trying to capture life very realistically.
Yeah.
Impressionism is meeting in the middle, right? So you're capturing life. It's rendered. It's you can recognize what it is, but there's a movement and certain like gesture and flow and color to it. So in many ways, yeah, I am an Impressionist in a way, but the figures that I paint with the style of Impressionism is often biblical imagery or masculine imagery. And in a way, I'm an artist for the warrior class. So that includes crusaders and fighters and veterans. So those are my collections usually. A lot of, masculine people. But in a way, I guess I'm an Impressionist, yeah.
Amazing. Nice stuff, man. We're showing it right now. After seeing your work, and then sometime if you're looking at a news show or something, and they're showing these people who are going to these places to look at art, and it's like somebody just throw paint on a piece of paper and call it art or something dumb. But the people who pretend that they're really into art and they look at this stuff, they go, "Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, that's the real deal." Are they acting out? Are they pretending? Do they really see that stuff as art?
They're completely brainwashed in the same way. Listen, only a person who believes that gender is a social construct, that children can pick their gender as children and chemically castrate themselves, that that we live in a prejudiced, racist, systemic system. Like, only a person who believes all of that diatribe can believe, a splatter of paint on a canvas. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Is art, because they're that crazy. So my point is that we have this weird thought that aesthetics is separate to the philosophy that they hold or the beliefs that they hold.
Right.
They're not. Ugly aesthetics come from ugly people. And this applies to physiognomy. This applies to the condition of their heart and their purity.
Yeah.
So it's like, beauty. It's always beauty against ugliness. That's the thing that nobody tends to keep track of. So
I saw on the local news here the other day, they were showing this art show thing, and they had gorillas painting, pretend like they were painting art. They put the paint there, the gorilla would step in the paint, and then put it on the paper, and the people were like, "Oh, that's so nice. That's so beautiful." Gorillas are painting. I'm like, dummy, the gorilla is really not painting. The gorilla just stepping in the paint, but they pretend like they thought it was real.
Well, that's the only way they can get black people to actually make art, I guess.
Amazing. Arthur, it's amazing to talk to you again, man. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. And the world gone crazy. It's totally gone crazy. But
it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just we have to address the realities as we see them. And
yes.
I know your audience is heavily tradcon, but guys, like, you got to work on yourselves. You gotta get under 25% body fat. You got to start connecting, becoming actually cultured, and not just living in an echo chamber. And there's a lot of work to be done.
Arthur, thank you so much, man, and Merry Christmas. And we'll talk again. I appreciate you. And keep it up, man.
My man.
Keep up the work. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Amazing. Arthur Kwon Lee. Check him out, all right? You're going to love his work, folks. You're going to love it. Let me go back to the busy phones, and then we get to some super chats. 888-7753-773. Stephen out of Maryland. Stephen, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Jesse.
Hey, Stephen.
How are you?
All is well.
Good. I called you about Richard Spencer, that interview you had with him.
Stephen, you're kind of quiet on your phone.
I'm talking loud as I can, man. I got a soft voice. I don't talk loud.
Yeah, hold on, buddy. I'm going to let, don't hang up, though. I'm going to let Sean work on it with you, and I'll come back to you. 888-77-JESSE. Josh out of Georgia on my mind. Josh, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Jesse.
Merry Christmas, Josh. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. I was calling to answer the biblical question.
Do you worship yourself?
No, I don't.
And why do you say no, you don't?
All right. It's like my actions would show that I do worship myself, but I don't want to worship myself, and I can't control it. So I don't take credit for that.
Repeat that.
Something else driving me. Oh, go ahead.
So repeat what you just said. I'm sorry.
I said my actions would show that I do worship myself, but I don't want to worship myself, and I can't stop myself from doing that. So I'm not in control of that, and therefore I don't take credit for it.
And what type of action that is happening that make it look like you're control? You're doing it. You're worshiping yourself.
It's a bunch of little things. One thing I thought of was, recently with that 4-minute exercise that you had, you had it, we were doing a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, I gave the fellowship an assignment for 1 week to take 4 minutes and just sit and do nothing. Don't have a TV on, no phone, no food, no nothing. Just for 4 minutes and watch the thoughts.
Right. And I just did it for 10 minutes because I was trying to look good. I think that's what worshiping myself. Trying to go above and beyond to be better than everybody else, to impress everybody and look good. But I didn't even. I thought that was good. I get that confused with, trying to look good was like doing my best at what I'm doing.
But
Very
the assignment
confusing,
was do it for 4 minutes only. It was just an assignment for a week. Could do it for 4 minutes.
Right, but it would seem like, if you can do 10 minutes, why not? That would be better, but you know what?
It's like God telling the people to pray without ceasing. Yeah. And what they do, they're like, I pray sometimes, I pray and then I stop. How you expect life to get better if you don't stay present? And to pray without ceasing is to stay present instead of lost in your imagination.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it is. The thoughts, they tell you, it'll help you if you do this. Try it hard. Don't do it that way. Do it, Yeah. Yeah. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
Trying to look good. Yeah.
And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. I appreciate you, man. Merry Christmas.
No problem. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you.
All right, buddy. 888-775-3773. Maze out of Ohio. Maze, welcome to the show.
Hello, Jesse.
Hey, Maze, Merry Christmas.
I don't do Christmas. I don't do pagan days, and you know it. After all these years, and you're still trying to get me to say it.
No, it's not that I think you're doing it. It's just because you tell me, when I say Merry Christmas, it's like you're just saying Merry Christmas to you, Jesse. Have fun.
Well, I don't say Merry Christmas to nobody. I don't celebrate it, so I don't tell people that.
Do you celebrate anything?
I tell you birthdays and weddings.
But birthdays are less important than Christmas.
If you say so.
Christmas
is supposed to be the birth of somebody, but they don't, isn't it? When is Christmas?
It's the birth of Christ.
Well, it is the birth of Christ, as y'all say. But I wanted
Do you have a chimney on your home?
A chimney on my home.
Do you have a chimney built on your house?
Yes, I do. Why?
Oh, because
Santa Claus ain't never came down the chimney. That was a lie that was told too.
No, that's not true. Santa come down the chimney.
When you grew up, what did they say Santa Claus did?
He came down the chimney and brought some toys.
Was it true?
Yeah. I would wake up every Christmas morning. There were the toys.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but let's get back to what we were talking about. What were you asking me?
Joel Friday want to know, why can't Maze just say, when I said Merry Christmas to you, why can't Maze just say, you too?
Because I am not indoctrinated to do what other people do, for one thing. Do Joel get that? That's why.
He said Maze is a Grinch.
The truth can't be questioned, so he asked me a question, and I gave him an answer.
He said you're a Grinch.
I'm not a Grinch because I don't believe in no Grinch.
Anyway,
because I don't want to celebrate a day and tell people the day because they're doing it. Why do I have to do it?
But you know how the Jews celebrate Hanukkah?
And?
Don't you wish them well and Hanukkah back?
I don't wish anything because I don't participate in it. All this is a money grab for all of them.
Are you in your 50s?
Did I say don't worry about how old I am? That's not your business. Whoever want to know.
But do you tell kids that Santa...
I'm old enough to know better. Or maybe I'm one of the stop signs. So whichever one you choose, that's the one I am.
Do you tell kids that Santa doesn't exist?
That's right.
What? That's evil.
I'm going to tell a lie for.
That's evil, Maze.
Really?
Yeah. But anyway...
Evil is the lie that's being told.
Maze, what you call
There's
about?
No Easter Bunny. There's no Santa Claus.
Maze, that's horrible.
And I guess next year I'll come up with a Halloween bunny or a Halloween pumpkin to make it something too.
What do you mean? Why do you celebrate your birthday when your birthday is the least important thing?
Really?
Yeah.
My birthday isn't. Anybody else's birthday is they still here?
But why is it
They're not
necessary
dead.
to celebrate your birthday?
Celebrate because you're still alive.
But barely breathing.
Well, who?
The still alive person.
Oh, yeah, Jesse, I was looking at you the other day. I'm like, what's wrong with Jesse?
What I do?
You look all tired and beat up.
I've been
You starting to age or something?
Not yet. Working hard, man, and getting a
Or maybe
little
you were
rest.
having a bad day with your looks. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, maybe one of those Oprah days.
Oh, maybe it was.
You know how when Oprah don't get a
Go
chance
on.
to get rest, her eyes all baggy and.
Hmm?
But anyway,
So,
what you
but why
call
I
about
call
me? Go ahead.
I called to speak to your guest. Now, he said he get afraid when he get on an airplane with somebody looking like what they looking like.
Like a rough.
If I get on an airplane, I don't want to sit with nobody with no dog. That's the only thing.
Me either.
If they got a
man.
dog, don't sit next to me. Or when they coming through with the little kittles, don't hope they're not sitting next to me. Because that's the only thing that I don't care about sitting there. Unless it's a nut sitting next to me, and I can take care of that one too if they sit next to me on the plane.
I try to tell
I either
these,
move or you move. What?
I try to tell these white people that black people don't like no dogs. Don't be coming on no dog. Think you're gonna sit next to me with a dog. It ain't gonna work.
Why do we dislike dogs?
Because we weren't raised that way. It's not like we dislike the dog, but a dog belongs outside to watch the house and do whatever it does. It doesn't belong to be treated. It wasn't created to be treated like a human.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad we agree on that. We do agree on when we come to the dog.
Yes.
We agree on that one.
Right on. We finally agreed.
They still try to push their dog on you just because you don't like dogs. They still want you to love dogs because they love dogs.
That's right.
That's what's wrong with a whole lot of people because they don't like the way people think and they're not indoctrinated to think the way they do. It's got to be something wrong with them.
Well, do you like Hassan's dog?
I don't like animals, period. Dogs, cats, snakes, whatever.
I know what you mean. I agree with you on that.
That's where they belong, on the outside, not on the inside.
There go Hassan's dog now. He look all sad hearing that May don't like him.
I don't care about the dog being sad because that's something I don't care for. I'd rather deal with humans. And also, Jesse, I have a question for you.
But let me just say this first. My guest author, he was talking about when he get on the plane and the black black don't look like they have any sense. He doesn't want to sit next to that kind of a black. But he doesn't have a problem sitting with normal looking blacks. But when you look like you have a chip on your shoulder, you have all that braid mess on your head and pants down and looking crazy, he doesn't want to sit next to that kind of black. Does that make sense?
My Asian friends, they like, they smell like garlic.
Does that make sense?
Well, that's what to him he do is he indoctrinated. But they smell like garlic, and you're like, ugh. And I used to think that way, and I asked why did they smell like garlic, and the lady explained to me why they smell like garlic. It comes through their skin and what they eat and all this stuff. And it don't bother me. Some people can't take the smell.
Would you want to sit next to a black if they're looking rough?
I don't. If they're not bothering me, that's okay.
Even if they look like they're dangerous?
Even if they look like they're dangerous, I am not afraid. Because I tell you, I can take care of myself.
Amazing.
But the question I have for you is what I need to know. Blacks are a problem. Hispanics are a problem. Whose problem is it? The Caucasians' problem.
The white problem is that they won't speak up in their own country.
Problem are they?
And it's their own problem that they won't speak up. You're right about that. They should speak up.
I'm not talking about, I'm saying whose problem? You said that the blacks are the Caucasians' problem and the Hispanics are their problem. Everybody's their problem. Whose problem are they?
I don't know. Meaning like who is bringing on problems for the white people?
Whose problem? Yes.
They're allowing the people of color to...
really? You try to act like you don't understand what I'm saying. But figure that one out, and then we'll come to an agreement.
Okay.
Whose problem are the Caucasians? The black people are their problem, Hispanics are their problem, but their problem belong to who? Whose way are they in?
Who problem? What's she saying, James?
Could you explain it to him, James?
She's saying that blacks and Hispanics are a problem to the whites, but who are whites a problem to? To whom are whites a problem?
Nobody.
To you is not.
No, but who are their problem? This is their country. The Western world is the white man's country.
Half the time they ain't even in their country. They're in somebody else's country is disturbing it and trying to tear it up in the name of let's not hurt the people, but we going weapons and this and that and all of that stuff.
Oh, but that's just the government. That's not
that's
white
the problem
people.
Of the world. And if we got rid of that problem, we'll get rid of a whole lot of problems. So you have a good one. And
Thank you.
nice talking to you.
You too, Maze. Good to hear from you. Merry Christmas.
See you next year.
All right. Amazing. Super chat. Super.
Puke Bucket donated on Rumble, a Rumble rant for yo ammo fund. Oh, the price of ammo going up near the first of the year. G-Man Sporting Arms, 1,000 yards, 5.56, 62 grain, 55 cent per RD. And you better not say RD. What are you supposed to say? Ard? Road? Round? Oh, it's a great deal right now. Thank you, Puke Bucket.
Thank you.
I said RD, and he said, you better not say RD.
Amazing.
Per round. Housewife Hustle bought 5 coffees. Oh, Lord, Jesse. You used to live in the Dallas South Oak Cliff area?
Yeah.
When was that? South Oak Cliff. I lived in Lancaster several years and moved away in 2010. Didn't know we used to be neighbors. Anyway, love the way your deer tea is steaming in the background there of that cup. I wonder if Sean sips on deer tea to keep warm when he hunts. LOL.
What's your dog name, sir? Hassan?
Sandman.
I think Sandman looking down at this coffee. That's why Sandman looks so sad. He wants some coffee. Thank you.
Sandy's like a James Dean. You know, he's like he just puts that on for photos.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, he's like a James Dean type of model. So he plays into it.
What the?
Normally he is smiling.
Yeah, off camera.
Amazing. Thank you.
Shout out to the top contributors on D-Live, WD-41, Evgeny Crosby, Games for Rec, Kid Combo 1.0, and the rest. Appreciate the lemons, ice cream, diamonds, and ninja guineas. Thanks, guys, and that's all for now.
Thank you all. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Stephen is a first-time caller out of New York. Stephen, thank you for holding you on the air.
Hey, how you doing there, Jesse?
All is well, sir.
Good. Well, wish you all happy holidays, and I'd just like to say, man.
Thank you, Stephen. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, brother. I woke up this morning, and it was a breath of fresh air to find your show. I said, wow, because I always knew you as a person who speaks the truth. You know, even most people don't like the truth that we sometimes speak. So when I saw you, it was a blessing. I automatically subscribed, and you have a true follower here in me. So
Thank you,
just
man.
to get to my point, you're welcome. I like your approach. I feel that us African American people need to do one thing, and that is take responsibility and accountability for our actions. That's it. You know, I think like too many people are still using the old way of things. Well, we wouldn't be like this if the white man didn't do this, or we wouldn't be like this if this person didn't do that. We are almost 200 years removed from all of that stuff, right? So no white man is stopping you from going to fill out an application to go get a job. Nobody's stopping you from eating in a restaurant. There's no more white and black seating. You know, everything is just almost equal. What happened to black people in America was that we formed a culture that is just destructive. And we're still following that culture now. And we have not come together to be conscious enough as a collective to say we have to step away from this culture that was formed by hip-hop. What they call hip-hop today is death music. It's not hip-hop. It's a demonic culture, and it's destroying our people, and especially our youth. And I'm just disappointed that the older black folk, those who are grown, they won't step away from it, right? They won't keep it away from their children. On the other hand, they're in the house celebrating these lyrics and dancing and having all kind of merriment, listening to this death music that's going into the ears of their children. And if you think your child is not going to respond to that in a negative way, that's a big mistake. So the onus is on us to change ourselves. And that's why I like this show. I've been following you for a while because you preach that. And we need more. We need more of that, man. We need more of that.
I totally appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're out there. We got to get the truth out. Otherwise, it's only going to get worse. Thank you, Steven. I appreciate you. Call me again, and Merry Christmas, man.
You too, brother. God bless.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Amazing. Amazing. I am so out of time, folks. Out of time for today. Tomorrow, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, it is Bible Thumper Thursday. So get your scriptures ready. Get the word ready. Bible Thumper Thursday tomorrow. Get on that straight and narrow and stay there. Stay on the straight and narrow path. Do not get off. No matter what situation arises, no matter what happens, you must be born again. Men and women, you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings. Those so-called good ones or bad ones. You've never created a thought, you never will, you can't, and you ain't. All right? Do the silent prayer. Forgive your mothers, all people, and your fathers. Return to the Father, you'll be fine. The Hake Report is coming up now. The Hake Report, and then at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. Thank you for your super chats and your support. And to the callers, call me back tomorrow if you can. Have a good day. Amazing Manhood Hour today. Take care.
Check. I had to get on the track one time. Joel Friday here. Check. Look, stand up. We got fighting to do. We gotta show 'em who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand and lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa. So you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know thyself so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Other than sex, I wonder, why would a man even need a woman today? Women don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They're in competition with men. They don't want to be wives and mothers. Some want to get married, but they don't want to live in that proper position of life. Because the only purpose of marriage is to have a family. And that's been known forever. And so if you don't want to have children, there is no need to get married. And so I was wondering, why would a man even get married today? I never thought I'd see the day when women would come out of her natural role and be like a man. Even though she hate that role. When she's with a man that's weak, she hate him. But if he try to be strong, she'll stop it. I never imagined that. You're seeing good destroyed and abnormal is presented as normal.